Okay, prepare to laugh, because IShowSpeed's journey in China is no different from a romantic action comedy. Shanghai is the first place Speed goes live. At the beginning of the first day of live streaming in China, Speed did not go looking for food or hotels, but went to find love on the streets. Yes, he walked out onto the street with the confidence of a main actor in a romance movie, asking local girls questions in Chinese that he learned in 5 minutes on Google Translate. Everyone who heard it was like, huh? Huh? What? But the important thing is the demeanor, and Speed has never lacked that. After the love scene had not gone anywhere, he turned around and went straight to experience Chinese cuisine, where every dish was a surprise. From giant dumplings, hand-pulled noodles to spicy chicken feet, Speed ate and jumped because of the spiciness. His face was red like a ripe tomato, and he spammed the chat, "W Speed, King of Spice." Then suddenly, Speed met a real martial artist. The two sides started a martial arts competition. Speed got into position, shouted, "Ha!" loudly. Then, the martial artist easily dodged and turned 180 degrees. He couldn't stop laughing. But I have to admit, the spirit of not giving up is world champion. Next, we watched a lion dance. Speed jumped and cheered like a child receiving lucky money. Then we played ping pong. No, I should say, chasing the ping pong ball, because his hands were 1 fast, but the ball was 10 fast. Playing basketball, Speed regained his form. Out of 10 balls, he managed to throw 2. But the way he celebrated was like he had just won the Olympics. At the end of the day, he sat down to eat Haidilao hot pot, where robots brought food, while staff danced noodles right at the table. Speed sat there, eyes wide open, chewing non-stop. The audience spammed, "Bro is living the dream." Finally, he leisurely strolled around to see the night view of Shanghai, with its brightly lit buildings and the poetic Huangpu River. A gentle end to a day like watching Speed Part 1, Journey to Find Love in China. And most impressive, on the first day of live streaming in China, Speed reached 50,000 new registrations, officially reaching 37 million subscribers, proving that wherever you go, as long as you have Speed, there will be joy, drama, and love. Speed in Beijing. Visiting the Forbidden City, Speed walked into the Forbidden City as if he were the official descendant of the Ming Dynasty emperor. He walked majestically, his eyes shouting everywhere, "Is this the Forbidden Fortress?" Then turned to ask an old tour guide, "Where's the emperor? Can I challenge him 1 versus 1 in Fortnite?" The old man smiled and said nothing, while Speed was busy, sprinting around the Tai Hoa Palace yard like he was practicing for the 2026 World Cup. Part 2. Going to eat. Pho Lao. Speed walked into a small restaurant, saw the pot of pho lao boiling. He shouted, "Why is it bubbling? Is this food or a potion?" After trying the first bite, Speed's eyes widened and jumped up. "It's bouncy! It's spicy! It's crazy!" Chat spammers kept saying, Speed just got possessed by the sauce. Part 3. Buying shoes. Speed rushed into a sneaker store as if he was chasing Ronaldo. Seeing the red-yellow Jordans, he shouted, "It's the China colorway! Give me 2!" Then proudly turned to the camera. "Now I got the forbidden drip." For unknown reasons, he even tried to freestyle rap with the shoes on his head. Part 4. The Great Wall and the Legendary Flip. Finally, Speed appeared on the Great Wall, out of breath after 1,000 steps, but still shouted, "Guys, I'm doing it! Flip time!" After a few seconds of preparation as if he were participating in the Olympics, he performed his trademark flip. The camera shook. A Chinese child nearby clapped, "Mei guo xiao chou zhen li hai." The American clown is so good. Speed stood up, spread his arms and shouted, "I conquered China, baby!" IShowSpeed X Shaolin Temple. When the monk follows the trend and Kung Fu makes Speed want to return to America immediately. Opening. Transforming into Monk Speed. The live stream begins with the image of Speed standing in front of the gate of an ancient temple in China, his head shaved shiny like a boiled egg, wearing a gray cassock, his hands clasped in front of his chest. From Ohio to Shaolin, I am now Monk Speed. He walked into the temple as if he was auditioning for a new role in Kung Fu Panda 5. When he met the old but beardless master, Speed knelt down and shouted, "Master, please, teach me the way of the fist." The master looked at him for 3 seconds in silence, then said exactly 1 sentence. "First, shut your mouth." Part 2. Watching a Kung Fu show, the pinnacle of culture shock. Speed sat in the VIP row to watch the martial arts masters perform. His eyes lit up like LED lights when he saw a martial artist using his neck to bend the tip of a spear. Speed shouted, "Bro, what? His neck got Wi-Fi signal?" Then the scene of using a ceramic bowl to lift his whole body into the air. Speed raised his neck and shouted, "That's not physics, that's Harry Potter!" Part 3. Stick dancing and learning Kung Fu. Speed style. Speed picked up the stick and danced, but clearly his left hand was dancing martial arts. His right hand was dancing TikTok. The master gently adjusted the movements. Legs down, mind must be calm. Speed, my knees are not built for this. The master then taught the iron cloth Sam technique, using a stick to hit someone, and the stick broke, but the person was fine. The martial artist performed 3 stick strikes. Pop! Broken! Still standing still! Speed stood up confidently. My body is ready. First hit, BOP, Speed. Ah! My spine is cracked, bro! He squatted down, holding his stomach and groaning. I felt that in my soul. I'm seeing ancestors. End of livestream. Speed sat in the middle of the temple yard, bald, sweating profusely, still trying to conclude. Kung Fu is not just fighting, it's pain. Mental, spiritual, and actual pain. A monk walked by, giving him ice to put on his back. Chat spam comments. Speed entered the Shaolin temple and unlocked the pain DLC. Bro became bald and still didn't gain wisdom. Monk Speed arc lasted 1 episode. IShowSpeed livestream in Chengdu, when pandas, acupuncture, and hot pot collide with Ohio energy. Opening, Speed turns into panda? The livestream begins with Speed dressing up as a panda and getting makeup from a Chinese girl. He shouts, "I am the real Panda King." Then begins walking on the street. Next, experience. Earwax removal. Speed lies on the bed, eyes closed. The staff gently removes earwax bit by bit. Speed's request. Dear, this is illegal comfort. I can hear colors now. And the fan in the spam chat, ASMR ear filter, Speed version. Next, traditional acupuncture. As soon as he sees the needle, Speed screams, "That's not a needle, it's a sword." Inserting the first needle. Okay, I'm fine. 5th needle. Bro, I can feel my past life. Needle on forehead. I'm going to become a Super Saiyan. Next, meeting Super Ito and singing the hit together. Speed meets Super Ito, a local celebrity. The two grab the mic and start singing the hit together, which has gone viral in China. Speed screams like they are rapping in a concert. Da! Whoa! Super Ito keeps the melody, while Speed likes playing karaoke without rhythm. Fan comments. The guy sings in 4D mode. Auto-tune turns itself off to protect his reputation. Finally, eating super spicy hot pot in Chengdu. Speed dips the beef into the lava red hot pot and says, "I did it. Small." 1 second after eating, "I'm going to die." He stood up, jumping up and down as if there was fire under the chair, his face as red as a boiled gack fruit. This is not food. This is a boss battle. Fan challenge. Speed picked up a spoonful of hot pot. Let the fan try. After the fan drank, not bad. Speed, "Hey, are you a human?" The next fan asked for more. Speed looked like he had just witnessed a superpower. Conclusion. Speed came to Chengdu to seek experience, and Chengdu gave him all his senses at once. From pandas, earwax, acupuncture, to hell hot pot, Chengdu has opened up a new dimension of emotions. IShowSpeed livestream in Chongqing. When Ohio meets China with 100% energy and 0% plan. At the beginning, Speed was leisurely live streaming in the center of Chongqing when suddenly his eyes lit up like headlights. Wait, is that Trump? That's right. He met an uncle waving his hand like he was running for election. But it was clearly the Chinese version of Donald Trump. Speed approached, shook hands, and shouted, "Bro, are you China Trump? Do you speak Ohio?" The fake Trump uncle just smiled slightly and said something in Chinese. Speed froze for exactly 3 seconds, then turned to the camera. I think he just declared a new country. After the ultimate diplomatic move, Speed was invited to experience an electric supercar that dances to music. The car turned on the beat, the lights flashed, the doors opened like birds. The whole car started shaking like it was dancing to TikTok. Speed shouts, "Bro, this car got more rhythm than me!" Then he hugs the steering wheel, bouncing to the music as if drifting into the music world. "Take my money, I'm buying this dancing Tesla." Then comes a surprising moment. Speed meets Zach Wang, the actor who played the Karate Kid. Without hesitation, the two begin to recreate the classic scene. Zach is the teacher, Speed is the student. Zach: jacket on, jacket off. Speed: like this? Speed takes off his shirt and kicks the streetlight. Zach nods like, yeah, okay. Speed then shouts, I'm ready to fight Cobra Kai. Zach: wrong movie, bro. Finally, he wanders around to explore the beauty of Chongqing City, where mountains, rivers, railways, and buildings are stacked like game levels. Speed stood in the middle of the high bridge, looking down at the river shimmering with lights, the wind blowing. He mused, yo, this place is like Minecraft with RTX on. Then turned to the camera, arms outstretched. Chongqing is crazy beautiful, man. I'm moving here, if they let me. IShowSpeed livestream in Shenzhen. When he discovered China was living in 2099, while America was still waiting for a software update. At the beginning, Speed got into a car that looked like a transforming canoe. The staff said, this car goes underwater. Speed: what? This a submarine Tesla? Then the car slowly drove down to the lake, gliding on the water like a water park version of Fast and Furious. Speed shouted on the live stream, bro, I'm driving in the ocean. Fishes, move out the way. The scene cut. Speed stood there with a growling stomach. He pressed to order KFC. 5 minutes later, he looked up at the sky. Where's the guy? Where's the bike? Suddenly, a drone flew in, carrying a fried chicken combo. Speed gasped, as if he had just seen an alien. Bro, I'm being fed by the sky. This is not fast food, this is fly through. Without stopping, Speed walked into the tech center, where everything was shiny like a sci-fi movie. He saw a Huawei booth with folding phones, folding, and folding again. Speed opened the phone. Bro, this phone got more joints than my knee. He didn't buy one, didn't buy two, but waved his hand to grab 3 triple folding phones like he was collecting Transformer minis. Take my money, I'm buying a whole future. Finally, Speed was invited to try out the flying car. The car opened its wings and flew off the ground like a Marvel movie. Speed hovers in the air, the wind blowing his hair up. Bro, am I dreaming? I'm literally in the air, and not in jail. He looks down at the city, then looks at the camera with a bewildered expression. Bro, I left America for 1 week and China already time traveled. IShowSpeed livestream in Changsha, China. When the King of Ohio traveled to the past and fell off the platform in a lifetime. Opening, Speed stands in front of a 2,000-year-old well. Yes, 2,000 years old, which means it may have been seen by Confucius, or at least someone from the Han Dynasty. The guide hands him a bucket of water. Speed takes a sip and looks up at the sky. Bro, this water got history in it. I just drank Confucius Wi-Fi. Speed walks past a traditional amusement park, is invited to play at the head of the lake, shoot arrows into a jar. He holds the bow, shakes his hand, looks around, then releases. Bang! Hits the jar. Speed screams, I'm the Chinese Katniss Everdeen. Fires a second shot. Hits again. 2 for 2. Someone call me. Speedy shootin'. After that, Speed sat watching a young girl playing the pipa. The sound of the pipa sounded like flowing water, birds chirping, leaves falling. Speed froze for 3 seconds, then whispered, Bro, this music just massaged my soul. My brain just went to sleep, but in a good way. Next, the legendary dish, stinky tofu. Speed took a deep breath, stood up. Who cooked a sock in here? But still bravely tried it. After chewing a bite, he shouted, I ate the smell! I ate it! His face was distorted like a noodle, but he still tried to smile. It's, culture. After that, Speed was transformed into a court official, wearing a robe, wearing a dragonfly hat, sitting on a wooden chair bigger than the director's chair. 2 palace maids came out, poured tea, bowed. Speed sat solemnly like an emperor live streaming. My subjects, bring me hotspot and dumplings. Fan spam, long live Emperor Speed. Last scene. He joined the bamboo dance game. The bamboo sticks were clapped to the beat. Speed stepped in, bouncing like he was playing a minigame in Just Dance. After 5 seconds, bop, his leg was stuck. He fell backwards, his face hitting the ground, screaming, This game just whooped me! But he still smiled like he had just been crowned. Right at that moment, Zhang Wei, the famous singer with the hit song Da Zhang Wei, appeared. Speed turned around. Yo, are you the guy who sang the song that sounded like a party and a laser show had a baby? The two shook hands together, freestyled chaotically, but with all their might.